Here we are again with Apex, new season and new bugs. And let me tell you, plenty of broken things have been discovered in Apex's newest season, but let's start off with the glaringly obvious one, and that is Revenant. Well, say goodbye to Revenant, because he is no longer in Apex Legends. If you go into Apex right now, you cannot play Revenant, and that is because Revenant had a game-breaking exploit in Season 25, and it was really simple to pull off, and it was really OP. So, Apex decided to just completely remove him from the game, likely because this happened over the weekend, and it was probably the only thing they could really do before the dev team were back in the office to fix the issue. So we might see him later today. By the time this video is out, he might be back in the game, but this is the exploit. Basically, Revenant was able to go invincible during the duration of his ultimate, meaning he couldn't take any damage from incoming fire. He was literally in God mode during his ultimate, and all you had to do to activate this glitch was literally pop your ultimate just before a grenade hits you. So you could simply throw a frag grenade up in the air, and then right before it lands, pop your ultimate, and then it would explode and hit you, and then for some reason, you would just become completely invincible while you were ulting. And that meant you could just easily get kills because you had no risk of taking damage, meaning you could then extend the duration of your ult even more, meaning you had even longer to be completely invincible. As you can imagine, this is a very bad issue, and people were doing this in ranked as well, which is not something you like to see. But because it was discovered, unfortunately, over the weekend, I think that's why Revenant was just outright removed from the game. And this seems to always happen when we got new seasons. I mean, just last week, we had a game-breaking issue where if Sparrow altered a Mirage ult, then it would crash the entire server, causing most people's games to just crash when they first tried playing Season 25. And I also believe that a lot of people's games is still experiencing a lot of issues with the Season 25 build, a lot of reports of crashing, both on console and PC. So let me know in the comments how your experience has been with Season 25 so far. Is your game working as it's meant to, or is it completely broken and you're getting non-stop crashes like a lot of people in the community? But let's talk about some other things that are broken in the new update, which honestly, some of them are absolutely hilarious, like this one. There is a huge typo in Sparrow's abilities, and it just makes you wonder how on earth did this slip through the radar before the update was actually launched? Well, I think I have some guesses. But if you are detected by Sparrow's tactical, and you allow the scan to complete, it will pop up on screen telling you that your position has been revealed. However, you might notice it doesn't say that. It says your positon has been revealed. They missed the I on the word position in Sparrow's new ability. And I just feel like these small errors just shouldn't make it to the main release of the update, especially after it goes through many rounds of testing. I mean, I even got to play early access, and I'll put my hands up, I didn't notice this either. But I was busy making videos, alright? And a lot of people would say that this could easily be because of all of the layoffs at EA. Making your team smaller and smaller for a live service game is just recipe for things like this. But I mean, it is a harmless issue after all. Just like this, in the current milestone event, we get the brand new G7 Scout Reactive Recolor. And well, I don't know how this issue somehow made its way into the final game. But when you look at this skin, it's not even correct. It's completely broken in the preview menu. It has 2 magazines. How are people not noticing that the G7 Scout Reactive has 2 magazines? This magazine at the front is not meant to be there. It's not the foregrip. I mean, if that was the foregrip, that is a ginormous foregrip. But it's just a bug. For some reason, there's a magazine randomly stuck into the front of the gun. Now, this doesn't happen on other skins, but it even happens in the artwork. Like, the splash images for the Death by Design Milestone Collection even has the broken G7 Scout in. How did they manage to release the artwork of this and still leave the gun broken? That doesn't even make sense. But yeah, it looks like this in the skin preview. Now, luckily, if you actually get the skin and play with it in-game, this issue doesn't happen. So it doesn't affect the model during gameplay, which is obviously a good thing. However, this is just hilarious to me. I mean, they're trying to make money on these milestone events, and somehow they can't even get that right. So drop a like if you noticed that one. Also, there's a big divide in the community about the new legend Sparrow. A lot of people think he's way too OP, and people also pointed out that with his ult, which by the way has 550 health, so it definitely takes quite a lot of ammo to destroy, even more than an entire mag for a lot of weapons. Of course, you can shoot it as a team, but despite this, it also has a really big hitbox, and people are finding it annoying that Sparrows are hiding behind their ultimate. Because it has such a big hitbox, it actually does act as a really good shield. Now, people are under the impression that they're making the new legend really OP, so he's fun to play to begin with. And the devs did recently say that they want to look at only making legends stronger rather than nerfing them now. So this one will be interesting. Do you think Sparrow needs a nerf? Let me know in the comments. Now, this one's a little bit niche, but I don't know if this has been in the game longer than Season 25. It may well have been, but people found that with the Reactive car SMG that's actually currently now being sold in the exotic shop for 50 exotic shards, as they brought back a lot of the Reactive Battle Pass Tier 100 skins to the exotic shop. Well, this car SMG, when it actually starts reacting, if you have a 1x HCOG on it, which, you know, a lot of people like to run with the car SMG, it actually kind of blurs your view when you aim down sight. It's weird. It doesn't do this with the iron sight, but when the weapon is reacted, so it has the kind of visual effects going on, when you aim down sight with the 1x, it does slightly blur the screen in areas, and it can be off-putting, especially when you notice it. And obviously, I don't think this should be happening. Now, this may well have been a glitch for a while, and it might be a glitch that happens with quite a lot of the reactive weapons, so definitely keep an eye out for this. But I think it's such a small thing that we won't see a fix for a very long time, especially if they're dealing with things like having to remove Revenant from the game. Also, when it comes to skins, they did update the Legend Locker so that now you can purchase a lot of the old event skins for your legends straight from the Legend Locker for the max Apex coin price. Well, it turns out in this new Legend Locker update, a lot of players are now missing skins that they previously owned. People are joking, calling these the Season 25 tariffs, but this is serious. People don't have some of their legendary skins that were added to the Legend Locker in the recent update, which they already previously owned, and now it's asking them to buy them again. Now, obviously, this is a bug, and I'm sure with time they will fix this, as we've seen things like this happen before, but it does mean that people can't use some of the skins that they own. So, just another bug to add on to the list for Season 25. In the Season 25 update, we also got a bit of a teaser, Easter egg, or they just accidentally left it in the game, probably that one, for an upcoming Wraith skin, or maybe a scrapped Wraith skin, I don't really know. But in the Select Animations tab for the Legends, if you have the Voidwalker skin or one of the Voidwalker recolors, you can see the Voidwalker animation is locked, and it says it requires one of these skins. And one of the skins it says here is the Warpatch skin. And for those of you who don't know, the Warpatch skin is this blue recolor for the Voidwalker skin that has been data mined for years in the file. This has been in the game files for years, and it's still never come out. It was data mined again recently. It was added back to the files, and people thought it would be coming with the Havoc Crestfallen Stars recolor in the Void Reckoning event, but that never happened. So is this just accidentally left in the game? Probably, but it might mean that the skin is on the way, finally to release, after being data mined a gazillion times. Anyway, that about wraps it up for this video. As all Apex seasons seem to be, Season 25 is no different. It's not off to a smooth start, and there are a lot of issues, bugs, and weird things going on in Apex. And as I say, let me know if you found any other weird things happening in Season 25 in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.